In Week 16, the Washington Commanders play the Super Bowl defending champions, Philadelphia Eagles, in a game that nobody has them winning. And when I mean nobody has them winning, nobody has them winning. But today, I'm going to give you the 3 keys the Commanders have to do in order to have a fighting chance at winning this game. So, let's get to it. So, key number 1 in how the Commanders are going to win this game, we have to get pressure on Jalen Hurts. We know all year long that Saquon Barkley has struggled. He has not had the year that he had last year, not even close. His stats right now are 940 yards, only averaging 3.9 yards per carry. 3.9 yards for Saquon Barkley. And when you can stop Saquon Barkley and hold him to numbers like that, that puts a lot more pressure on Jalen Hurts to make plays. Because typically, he doesn't like to throw dangerous passes. He likes to do check downs to Saquon Barkley, passes to Dallas Goedert, and whenever he wants to throw to his receivers, they have to be pretty much wide open, and that's why we've heard so much of A.J. Brown and his complaints throughout the season, because Jalen he has all the time in the world and he just dumps off. So that's why I believe our first key is get pressure on him. If we're able to stop Saquon Barkley and get that pressure, we're going to force him to make tighter throws and windows that he does not like to make. And that's when he has his turnovers, when he has to force it. He's never comfortable forcing those passes. And if we can do that with, Von Miller, he had a slow start to the year, but now he has 7 sacks on the year and had 1 last week. He's been doing a lot better. Not only just getting sacks, but also getting pressures, along with Jalen Holmes as well. He has 4.5 sacks. He's been okay, but I also believe a big person that needs to step up is the jump man himself, Frankie Louvu. We all remember last year in the NFC Championship game at the red zone when he jumped over the pile about 3 or 4 times. I loved it. Still can't believe the refs were going to talk about awarding the Eagles a touchdown. We remember. But yeah, I really want us to send Frankie Louvu on a lot of exotic blitzes to get him in the best position to put pressure on Jalen Hurts, because he is one of the best pass rushing linebackers in the league. He hasn't been when he was last year, but I think this game, especially with Lane Johnson out, I think that is also a huge key. Lane Johnson is one of the best tackles in the game, if not the best. He's a future Hall of Famer. And with him out, there's something we can take care of right there. And I think if we're able to get pressure on Jalen Hurts, force him off his rhythm, and force him to make throws in tight windows and tight coverage, we can make things happen. So key to the game number 2, and that is smash mouth football by the offense. We saw last week against the New York Giants what that meant. Put 2 tight ends out there and give us a fullback in the backfield in front of Bill Krosky-Merritt and let him tote. Bill has shown a lot of growth throughout this year. At the beginning of the year, he was always trying to go for the big run, the home run, trying to go outside instead of just following his blocks and trusting the cut lanes. But when he does, and when we give him those opportunities, magic happens, man. He makes people miss. He makes great reads on the inside, and he's able to smell the end zone like he did last week against the Giants, where he had 96 rushing yards, averaging 5.3 yards per carry. When he gets the opportunity, he's able to take advantage of it, and he's able to make the defense pay. Now, he does have a little bit of a fumbling issue every now and then. I remember earlier in the year, he fumbled against the Chargers. He fumbled last week against the Giants, even though we did recover that. But that is something he's going to have to work on, because they're going to come after that. And just like on the offensive side of the Eagles, Lane Johnson being out, a key part of that defense is also going to be out. And that's Jalen Carter, one of the best D tackles in the league. That's why I believe we have to go straight at that defense, right at the nose, because it is a good defense. They only allow about 19 points per game, which ranks 6th, but they also allow 122 rushing yards per game, which ranks 22nd. And I want to go right at these linebackers because you don't want to go outside against them because they're very fast to the ball. N'Kobe Dean, Zach Bond, those are guys that are very fast to the ball. So instead of going around them, we need to go straight at them, especially with that gap in the middle closed off. We can really take advantage of that, and that's going to help out that passing game because that secondary is pretty good, man. I mean, you got Quinion Mitchell on the outside, Quintanamo Bay, whatever they call that guy, whatever. He's good. Not gonna lie, he is good. Kuba DeJean in the nickel, he's also very good as well, especially when it comes to man coverage. But I believe if we can get the run game going, we can do something with the pass. I don't want to rely on the pass, especially where having Marcus Mariota. There is a limitation to him being in and not having Jaden in, but we can make some things happen if we get the run game going with Bill and if we get right at them and not be cute. So now, the final and most important key to the Commanders having a fighting chance at winning this football game: no turnovers. Marcus Mariota, I'm looking at you. Because like we have said in the past, you are always prone for just one bonehead head scratching play that you just don't know where it came from and why you did it. Just look no further to last year's NFC Championship game against these Eagles. The game was 14-12, going head to head, very close game. And then guess what happens? We fumble, they score. Guess what happens next time we get the football? We fumble, and they score. So initially it was 14-12. Now the next time we touch the field, it's 28-12. You can't do that against a great football team, especially a great football team that plays great defense and takes care of the ball like the Eagles do. We can't shoot ourselves in the foot. We have to control the time of possession with running the ball straight at them and no turnovers. And you have to be very attentive every time you run because you know they're going to be punching and swiping because they watch film on you guys. So those are my 3 keys to the Commanders in our game against the Eagles. Now, tell me what you think. Do you agree with that? Do you disagree? Do you give the Commanders any fighting chance in this game? Let me know in the comment section. See you next time.